and welcome to Off the Bench, episode 4. We made it through 4 weeks. We've got a cracking show tonight. We got 6 again with our guest barman Shark 195, Reese Potter, retired skipper of the Rockingham Coastal Sharks. Tonight's special guest, a different one, all the way from US. We got the New York Rugby League captain coach Mark Offerdow on the show tonight, talking all things American Rugby League. New segment tonight, Beat the Poms. This will be interesting. It's a Pommy-based show. The Aussies just fill in the numbers, so we're
turn it up.
On top of that, we've got all the hot topics from the NRL and NRLWA. I'll be on my soapbox, got plenty to talk about this week. Our usual top threes, we're on the 5/8s or standoffs, you're talking all money. Weekly tips, and the dreaded Macca's multi.
Oh, it's been woeful, isn't it?
It's been awful.
It's been awful.
But firstly, you'll notice that the Grey Gorilla's not here tonight. He's not here, so we've got off the bench in the team tonight. We've got Jamie Dicko, the Daddy Dixon on the team.
Making his debut.
Thank you.
Welcome, mate. Pleased to have you on board.
Thank you.
Very unusual. I deal with the Aussies and the Wiganers. Having a Yorkshireman's pushing out there a little bit.
So
But
I've dropped to the bottom of the ladder now.
if we get some subtitles for anything I'm bad, it'd be 10 times worse. Over in Leeds, they got radio last year, so this television thing will be a new thing for you.
Yeah, we've only just got TV in about late 2000s in Yorkshire, so it is a new thing for me, yeah.
So in a couple of years' time, you'll see YouTube.
Yeah, you are.
Obviously, we'll jump into our first part, local footy. Last weekend, the Sharks had their first trial. We feel the Women's League tag, reserve grade and A grade. Not a good day at the office,
No.
only a trial. All 3 sides lost. The girls had a real tough day at the office. A lot of new faces in that side. Like last year, they got better as the season went on, so I think that'll happen again this year. Reserve grade, skinny on numbers. A lot of kids played the first game for the Sharks.
Oh, they've been brought down, yeah.
Even so, your young fella,
Yeah,
17,
my
on.
big day for Dixon household, yeah. My young fella made his debut for seniors. It was a good day, proud day.
Did he
very
enjoy
proud.
himself?
Yeah, loved it, man.
That's what
Loved
it's
it.
all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, loved it.
Well, Reserve grade took the lead early. They looked the better of the sides early on against North Beach, and then it just got away from half time, and the score got away in the second half. First grade, pretty much the same. Some new faces. Final score was 36-18 or something like that. Was 10 or 12-0 after 15 minutes. Wayne Bennett says to me, "Looking good, mate. Here, looking good. Nothing's changed." The minute he said that, mate, you're on the coaching staff. You're assistant coach. They're like, mate, what we take out of the game? What was what come out of the game for us?
The reason these trial games are in place is to give us an indicator where we're at, and it did exactly that. We've got loads to work on. We've had loads that we've worked on in pre-season, but there is stuff that we do need to finalise and tweak before we get to that start of the year. But again, like Pete always says, it's not so much how you start, it's how you're finishing it. Very similar to what we did last year. So I'm confident the boys that we've got will get us where we need to be.
That's good. Well,
good.
we have a week off this week. Anzac Challenge this week.
Yep. Spectators.
10 a.m. Willagee, Weather Reserve at Willagee. Game start 10 a.m. Full calendar out there. Women's League tag, women's 18s and A grade. There is some touch games in between. We'll not touch on that Rugby League programme, but from Rugby League point of view,
why that's even happening, actually.
Oh, it's about that. There's a marriage there between the NRL and NRL touch, and they're trying to foster that. Like I say, we'll concentrate on the Rugby League side. Good outing for the Sharks though. From a women's point of view, in the Women's League tag, we've got 5 girls representing the side. One in the city side, being Lauren Lambert, who's obviously a bit of a stalwart of the Rockingham ladies team. She's been around for a while, and she's only about 25. She's only young. She's been around forever.
Sharks Junior.
Is a Sharks Junior. In the Kiwi side, we've got Melissa Buchanan, or Missy, new to the club last year. She's a great footballer. Anthea Tau, Hurripini Williams, and Candice Davis. So 5 players in the side, worth a look. Watch the Girls League taking out there next weekend. 18s, well.
That's pretty much the whole 18 comp in one game.
Ooh, you're being controversial already, are you?
I am. We need to get more boys into rugby league, I think.
Yeah, well,
Tough age group.
Yeah.
It is a tough age group. We've got some stuff about that, I think, in the next segment. But for Sharks, we've got 11 kids in the side. So we know we've got almost a full side at least. 11 kids are playing in this, so we're almost got a full side. So we're almost there. 7 in the city side, and obviously 4 in the Kiwi side. So Hayden Wood is a current first grader. Michael Howe, Marcel Loader, Dallas Techie Joyce, Aidan Voot, Elazi Delaney, and Wade Krupp is in the city side. And from the Kiwis point of view, we've got Tatini Uri Brown, Jonathan Matto, who played his first grade game last weekend as a trial, and Hayes Perham. So And Messi too, also in there. So 11 kids in the 18s. It shows some good depth from our club. Interesting, some of the other 18s name what clubs they're attached to. Some clubs haven't got 18 sides. It's quite interesting.
Yes.
They're attached to play the club
Yes.
on that side. So that's a shame.
Yeah.
But we'll work through that. Then me on the first grade, 2 strong sides for the men. City side, we've got seven blokes in the City side. I think it's quite unusual. We've only got 2 blokes in the Kiwi side. So normally the balance is the other way around.
Yes,
Obviously, we only have a lot in the Kiwi side, not many in the City side. But Tyler Hunt, Logan Barclay, Surley, the new guy, came out, he had a good game last week.
Yeah, and his brother Sam.
Yeah, Sam's good. He's going to develop as the season goes on. And one for me, Kieran Crow's made the side. Mate, we've been stressed about losing Emerson in the last season. The first 40 last week, I think we found that replacement. Lumpy's grown another leg. He got concussed and out the game in the second half, but he was really good.
He's a different fish from where they were at this time last year.
Yeah.
His development and his dedication to himself and to the team has been commendable in the last 12 months.
Just so
Really
much fitter, isn't he? And stronger.
Yeah.
You know, he's a student of the game. Yeah.
He'll give you everything.
Yeah,
It's great to watch. So he deserved that call up. So really pleased for Kieran. Josh Bransby's been drafted into the side. He's obviously been working a lot. He's not been around the last few weeks, but he's committed for the season. And obviously, so he'll play in the City side. Mate, he's got to be a walk-up start for the State side on his last couple of performances, surely. Then obviously Connor Hudson's made that side as well. He's just returned to the Sharks after sitting at South Perth. In the Kiwi side, the boss, Julian Wilson-Wiley, captained the side for the first time last weekend. Commendable job. Obviously, he's our go-to man in the pack, and Jules will do great. He plays great in these games. And obviously Matthew Ragulero's got picked as well. Matthew's no nonsense, turns up, does the job. Love the kid. Pete loves him. Pete hands off his nuts non-stop.
No, he's a top bloke. He's a top bloke.
He's a good bloke.
He's one of those lads who you'll tell him once and he's picked it up straight away. He's just got a good attitude, mate. He's got a really good attitude to his training.
So obviously, like I said, Weber Reserve game start at 10 o'clock. I think it's 4 o'clock for the main men's game. I haven't got the team list for the women's grade, unfortunately, so I couldn't bring that tonight. They've not all been announced yet. The City side will be announced, I think, tonight or tomorrow, if I'm told. But yeah, so get down with Weber Reserve, support Willoughby Birds. They're hosting it for the first time. Get there to support them. Big thing for me, it's not a fenced venue, so please don't take all your own grog. Buy it at the club and support the club guys and make sure they can make some money out of this. They need the support they can get and get behind them. So good luck to Willoughby on the weekend. Just jumping along, we'll just talk about Monday night. There's a senior presence meeting Monday night at the league.
Would have been a bit of fun.
Yeah, interesting times at the moment. Obviously, we know our first grade comps got 5 teams, and there was a lot of whispers whether there would be 4 teams or not at one point back end of last week. That made everyone a little bit nervous because a 14 comp's probably not viable.
No.
Luckily, that's not going to be the case.
No.
But the conversations for me that we have to discuss and what the league we have to address, not for the NRLWA as a game, is the lack of first grade sides in the competition. Player retention and loss of players, how we fix that, and obviously how we're going to fix it in the short term. Alright, so throw it out there, boys. What's an ideal number of teams for first grade? What's feasible for us? What can we achieve? Because 10's not realistic, or 12. What's realistic?
We've got to look at the sides that are functioning as a senior grade outfit.
Yep.
And there are more than 10, I would say.
Yeah, there's about 10 or 12.
Now, not they can't all be sustainable in an A grade scenario, but I've discussed it many times in this pub, mate, about what I think we should do. If there's a senior grade team, I think they should be playing A grade. Now, some teams are going to get flogged. That's fine, but that's footy, innit?
That's footy.
So
that's how we grow.
Exactly. And to compensate that, you could introduce a split league system whereby the top 4 play in their playoff and get to the GF, and they have their own little GF in the interim, as well as like maybe the curtain raiser to the main GF. But to give them an incentive to play.
Well, we'll bring a lot of sponsors to the game.
To
the clubs, more revenue.
Yeah, and the longer they're there, the more attraction they're going to have for other players because they'll live locally. They'll live nearer to, say, Mandra Storm, for instance, than they will.
But what it will also do is it will help the teenage comps and the 18s comps and the 16s and the 18s, because they'll have that carrot dangling to go play senior footy. At the club that they've been brought up at.
So it gets floated that we're losing players to rugby union, so that our poorer cousins who are currently in a good France, they're not poor anymore, they're doing alright. So apparently players are leaving because of the dollar value to go and play rugby union. I think that's a little rubbish. Rugby Union have been taking our players for best part of 50 years in WA. We know what we've had strong comps in the past. And you look at it, what it is, I think about 3-4 years ago, the WARU got together, they had about 20 clubs between 3rd grade, reserve grade, 4th grade, metro grade, country grade. They went, right, you've all got to field 3 sides, 1st grade, reserve grade and 3rd grade. Probably a bit much for us to ask that, but all field 3 sides. If you can't do it, you're out. You're no more. So they all got together. And I think Curtin University was one that they only had 1 3rd grade side. Yeah. The same guys played 3 grades for a whole year. Yeah. Getting beat 100-0 every week. But you know what? They've now got, I think it's a 12 or 14 top 1st grade competition, which is strong. And that's why guys are leaving, because they come down and train and goes, oh, what's our season? Yeah, we've got 4 or 5 sides. I play, you know, 14 sides.
Exactly.
It's a bit of variety. So we've got to, as clubs, we've got to not be selfish and say, well, you know what, we're going to get beat by playing 1st grade. No, we've got to actually grow the game.
Yes.
You've got Alkmaar. I don't want to name them. Alkmaar have been...
They've been a good 3rd grade side.
Strong.
Really good 3rd grade side.
So, yeah, they're lacking some facilities, but that's coming apparently in the next couple of years. So, you know what? When the Raiders came into grade in 2001, there was no facilities at Rockingham. They had a tent. They had nothing, but they made it work. You get to start somewhere, you know what I mean? And other clubs have done that over the years. So I think they're a must-have. They've got a FIFO culture. So have we. So has South. So has everybody in WA.
West Australia.
So they make it work. Outside that, you've got the Bulldogs who are struggling. Ellenbrook, they've been in 1st grade and got out of 1st grade for numerous reasons. They're just going to be told, guys, you're either in or out. Like they've got a strong junior base, so they've got to grow them.
Well, the Doggies are producing a good lot of juniors. So, and half of them, I know 3 or 4 of them are going over to Keebler Park now. So,
and don't get me wrong, this Facebook will light up tomorrow afternoon. Rockingham are putting the torch. It's not about Rockingham putting the torch to the clubs. It's about how we actually work together to fix our problems. Reece, you've played in the 1st grade comp for how many years have you been in for now? 10 years? 8?
Yeah, 9.
9. Right. How do you think the comp's gone in the 9 years you've been here? Gone backwards or forwards?
Probably definitely the last 3 years it's gone backwards.
Yep.
It was surprisingly a lot better than I thought it was going to be when I first moved to Western Australia. It's just gone backwards. I think just to answer your question before, I think a 6-team competition, you can make a strong competition from that. But it was just falling away. It was really disappointing. Ellenbrook had a great first season, made the finals, and then sort of just fell away.
Yeah, and it's a shame that happens. I know there's issues happening there behind the scenes, and it's a shame that happens to clubs. But I think the game is in need of a lift in WA. And if we want to try and keep some players, we've actually got to get back on top of that. So,
do you think it's anything to do with the situation that we've gone through as a planet?
I don't know.
Any bearing on
it? From a Rockingham point of view, it affects us because it affects our recruitment. So obviously, people laugh. Rockingham are the big recruiters. We're 45 minutes from the city centre, so no one gets off the plane, moves to Rockingham and goes, oh, I'm just going to play football. Our players generally you've got to try and attract to the club. So lack of recruitment hurts us. But COVID has hurt all clubs because players aren't travelling like they were before. With that aside,
they had that year off, didn't they? And they thought, well, you know what? I'm done.
It could have helped. It could have caused some damage, man. But no, it could have caused some damage. But you know what? If you've got a strong club, you get strong numbers. We like to think we're strong, but our numbers haven't been there this year. But yet we've got commitment from the players. We're not saying these players, they all want to play, but it doesn't like there's no money in the game. They've all got jobs. And that's going to be their priority in the day. And we've got as a club, we have to support that.
Work around it.
And I think we've got there over the last 18 months, understanding those players' needs to work and so on. We've got better at that as a club. But yeah, be interested how the season goes. We've got 3 grades registered between 1st, reserves and 3rds. Numbers are struggling at the moment. Boys, come down, see you Thursday, buy your beer, let's get a training.
Yep, for sure, get involved.
Next, NRL. Bam's rubbish, isn't he? Bam shit. Nothing going for him. Anyway, we move on. Next topic, we get on to the NRL, boys. We talked about the local game, we put that to right tonight. The phone will ring in tomorrow morning.
Oh, we're in trouble.
Yep.
I'm going to come off Facebook.
It's on you.
It's on me, is it?
Not doing me. Remember, these are not the views of Rockingham Sharks from the League Club.
That's right.
Are you on Facebook?
These are the views of the host. What have you got to say for yourself? You're a barman. You're not going to speak. You're invited in tonight.
It's not a speaking guide, is it? It's a paying us money on that.
Reece, we appreciate your thoughts, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah, keep the beer cool. NRL. So the hot topic today, there's a lot happened over the weekend, but for me, the number one thing for me that happened today was Origin is back in Perth next year, June. Origin 2.
Good.
What a day
Optus
last
Stadium.
time. What a great day last
Oh,
time.
what a great week last time.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Week off work. Great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely good for the state and rugby league in WA.
It'll sell out again.
Yeah,
which is good.
And it's just going to raise that question again about a franchise
Of course
again,
it is.
isn't it? So it always does that.
And that's probably the most frustrating bit, though. We have these games, it sells out as well. It comes up, and then it's like.
Oh, even when the NRL round games come to Perth,
Yeah.
we fill the stadium pretty full. So the support's there.
It is, the sport is there, but Origin will sell out. It's great for the economy. The only thing that frustrates me, I'm pleased with it. I love having Origin in Perth. It's the best thing ever. Frustrates me though. The NRL's having a cash grab. That's all they are. The state government want to do tourism. Cash grab. Come in. Get out of here. There's no substance behind it in Perth with it. So that frustrates me. But we're going to turn it away. No. Love Origin in Perth.
Yeah.
100%.
So Townsend to the Cowboys.
Yes.
Signed, done deal.
Yes. Yeah.
So 2 things. Has he gone for the cash, or has he gone because he's really pissed the fact the way he treated John Morris?
I think it's a bit of both.
Bit of both,
I
exactly.
think it's a bit of both.
It's not the answer I wanted. but-
No, well, it's a bit of both, but no, I think he was one of the guys that was speaking really highly of John Morris. So
Yeah.
to have that happen midway through the season, I think he'd be pretty dark.
To be fair, these things don't happen in 4 or 5 days, so
No.
it's probably in the pipeline before he got sacked. But yeah, so he's gone. Raiders back-to-back losses. Ricky's punted a few this week.
He's not happy, is he?
He's rested a couple, he should say, because that's how he's done. Parley to the bench.
That's his decision as a coach, though, isn't it? You know, he fundamentally he's there to pick the side and make sure they get results.
And he was quite honest after the game.
Yeah, and that's all he wants, isn't it? That transparency and that honesty. You can't ask for any more than that.
Yeah.
You've got no questions to
Yeah,
ask
well,
then, have you?
apparently Josh Hodgson pulled a calf muscle running backwards with a training pad. Or so they're saying.
I pull a calf muscle and get out of bed some
Yeah.
mornings. It is doable, and I'm a fairly true athlete. It is doable. Hey, Reese.
How
You're
many
an
years
athlete,
ago?
aren't you?
To be fair, your calves are your biggest muscles. Just ask White.
Baby cows.
Baby cows.
He loves your cat.
Oh, he's a weirdo. He's special anyway, isn't he?
He draws them. I've seen him drawing them.
I was in the chain and he's like, ah,
Not like you. You're normally.
get off me.
Yeah.
Judiciary last night, Latrell, 4 games.
Yep.
Fair or unfair?
Fair.
You just don't like South Sydney, that's all you do.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
I'm just devo that every other team benefits from his being rubbed out of the game for the next 4 weeks, where the Tigers didn't get any penalty for what he actually got done for. Tigers.
What about the Tigers?
They actually turned up.
That comes later.
Okay.
But yeah, Latrell gets 4 games, Victor Radley gets nothing.
Nothing.
So that's what people talk about inconsistency. Like, to be fair, he got charged 3 times in 1 game to Latrell, so I think 4 weeks probably. I'm a South fan, I think, oh, you know what? Cop it on the chin. People keep talking about the kick to the face. Oh, you know what? The guy holding his leg, I kick him in the chops as well. And that's in the heat at the moment. For me, it's more the high tackle that you sort of look about. That's what it should be done for. If he got 4 games, I will start school without him. What do we think? Are they in trouble or what?
He's been going well this year, hasn't he?
He's been outstanding this year.
Leaves a
Been
big
going
hole.
really well.
Yeah.
Their attacking prowess will be a lot less.
Yeah.
Reese?
Yeah, massive hole. Alex Johnson's not a fullback. Great winger.
Don't tell him that. He thinks he's a fullback.
The only downside to all of this is that the game that Latrell comes back is against the Panthers. So he'll be raring to go, which is not a good time for us.
The Penny Panthers. Well, they lost 1 game in what, 24?
Yeah, I saw that. The Lambert
That's
stats.
the one that mattered though, wasn't?
Why are you not putting these stats out, Statman? It's the stats usually. I don't know the stats. It's not my job.
You're learning.
So they're dropping in fullback for Simpson.
Johnson.
Big day then.
Alex Johnson.
Alex Johnson.
He goes alright though.
Yeah.
He's not the trail, is he?
No.
Well, that's the NRL. There's plenty happening in that game. We jog along. Next segment is 6 again. Where this is where our Talking Aussie chats to our guest barman.
Yes.
This week we've got Reese Potter.
Looks like he's been to the op shop.
Next segment is our favourite segment of the week. It's 6 again. This week our guest barman's Reese Potter.
Yes.
It's recently retired, Reese Potter, dressed like a hobo. Mate, dressed better than what you were last week because you were dressed like a dog last week.
Harry Brankston got into me on the weekend, mate.
So
I thought I actually better look a bit better.
Mate, Nuclear
Look
Polo
apart.
looks the
Yes.
part as well.
It's a little 18 one, so all members get this polo. So
On sale
I
now.
feel like a bit of a pom butt with the stripes. It's
Something like
it's
that.
not quite
Something
me,
like
but it looks alright.
Mate, hey, Like many moons ago.
There are
You wear
Australians at
bombs.
this club, you know.
How many? Poms and kiwis last time I looked, mate. Mate, so I don't want to offend the broader market. Reece Potter, sorry. Mate, 6 again. It's all you, mate. Have some fun.
Righto. All right, Reece. What NRL team do you support?
Penrith Panthers.
Doing all right this year, mate?
Yeah.
Where do you see them coming?
I'd be quite disappointed if we didn't win the comp this year.
Yeah, all right.
We're playing, yeah.
It's a devastating one.
You'll be drowning your sorrows. Who is your favourite rugby league player and why?
Greg Alexander. Just always
Yep.
always enjoyed watching him as a kid and doing backflips, playing for Australia and stuff like that. Quite entertaining. Never
Do you-
like getting tackled, but
Do you enjoy his comments as a commentator later on?
I love him as a commentator.
Yeah. Yeah, the insight's pretty good,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
He gets fired up this year, but doesn't he?
He is. He's getting stuck into it a bit, yeah.
Which NRL team do you hate the most?
Oh, that's a tough one. Flip a coin between the Broncos and Manly.
Yeah, okay, it's got to be Manly.
Broncos win.
Who is the biggest grub you have come across playing footy in WA?
I was going to say our man Dicko, the fill-in pom on the penalty,
Dicko.
but you can't have a fill-in as your biggest grub, so I'll go with Craig Madden. Yeah, he taught me a fair bit of what I knew, and
Yep.
I know I've been said a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, my dog.
You've been mentioned a few times on this topic here, mate, so
Yeah.
you've learnt from the best, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Number 5, who at the Sharks thinks they're a bit of alright?
Oh,
Can't pick yourself.
nah, definitely
Not dressed like that.
I've got mirrors at my house. I know I said I couldn't say him before, but I'm going to go with Big Dicko over it.
Big Dicko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, there's a saying about Dicko, mate. If there's a bar of chocolate, he'd eat himself.
Mint arrow.
Don't worry, he still tries.
Alright, Reece Potter. Question number 6, the curly one. If you switch genders for the day, what would you get up to?
It's a family show.
I've seen him on Mad Monday. I think I can answer that, Barry.
I would not be leaving my room.
Oh, really?
I would know the female.
Bit of self-indulgence.
Very well. Treat myself like an amusement park.
Oh,
Well, you've done it for me, Reece. Thanks for joining us on 6 again.
Right, our next segment, move on to our special guest, Mark Offerdow, who's with the New York Rugby League. Just recently, Mark has been involved as captain coach in part of the new American Rugby League franchise. I've got to get my wording right there. Mark's background, he's a Queensland native, played over 105 club games in the UK and US, 11 caps for US of A. Welcome, Mark. Welcome to Off the Bench.
Hey, how you going, guys? Thank you for having me.
No worries, mate. Mate, rugby league is something we've been trying to grow for a long time in America. There's been small roots and it's not quite got there, but looks like this could be the time.
Hopefully, some people have tried to do this before, but they've never had really the backing, the sponsorship and the money coming in. So, yeah, hopefully it takes off. We're putting everything into it to try and give it every chance. But yeah.
Mate, I think everyone agrees that rugby league getting a foothold in America is a no-brainer. It has to happen. Mate, I'm curious though, mate. It's, like you say, it's been tried before. Who's behind this? Who's funding it? Now, how's it getting off the ground? It looks really exciting from over here.
That's a question for the NARL themselves. We don't pry into their investors and where the money's coming from them. So, we do get some centralised funding, but we're more concerned about sponsorship for our teams and getting our teams running. So that's a question for Ricky Wilby and Gary Sloan, who are sort of running the league itself.
So let's focus on New York then. You guys are part of that conference. Where did it all come from? You're obviously the captain coach there, one of the founders of the club. That correct?
Yeah. So, New York, me and CJ Cortellano, who was the assistant coach at the last World Cup for the USA team, we sort of morphed two USARL teams into one here in New York. So the White Plains team and the old New York team, to make the New York club team now. And yeah, it was just right time, right right place, really. My wife and I moved over late last year in September, October, started a gym, and we had no idea this was going to happen, and then this happened, and so we got involved.
Fantastic. Jamie?
Awesome. Hi, Mark. Jamie here. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. My question, mate, is mainly around recruitment, and the sort of two prongs to it. Sort of, what kind of interest have you had in terms of homegrown talent? And secondly, the second part is, what contact have you had from sort of UK and Aussie-based players? Have you had much interest from there?
Yeah, we've had emails coming left, right and centre from boys playing all sides of league, a lot of union players as well. Locally, we had a combine last Sunday. It was invite only because we knew we'd get swamped. We had about 28, 30 boys turn up that played league before in the past or play a higher level union over here. So a lot of American boys are keen to get involved. We have 5 import spots that we're allowed to use. Whether we use all of them, we're not 100% sure. We're more focused on actually getting the USA boys, the local boys, trained up and getting them a good wage to play. So it grows the club, grows the community, and helps towards the national team eventually.
Yeah, totally agree. But that's where your focus should be, mate, on homegrown talent, 100%. I was talking with some of the boys before though about some of the lads who slip through the net in the UK, especially. Obviously, that's where my background is. Some of the lads who are more than capable of becoming professionals don't quite hit the mark. It's pretty good opportunity for those fellas, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity for those. There's a lot of union players over here that they're built for league. You can tell they're built for league. Their anaerobic capacity is a lot bigger. They're fitter. They're stronger. They've got that mentality where league would suit them down, to a T, but for whatever reason they don't make a union team or they don't get in the professional union competition over here. So they're there to be found and then just be nurtured into good players. But yeah, you got players like that from college football and all sort of sports. They just they'll play college and then they'll just go off the face of the earth. So there are a lot of athletes out there.
Mate, I'll just throw it to Brett. He's our token Australian on the panel, so you might understand him a little bit better. So see how we go.
Hey Mark, how you going? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good, thanks, mate. Yeah.
Hey mate, I'm the junior president of my little club here, and in Western Australia we're trying to build rugby league in an AFL sport-ridden state over here. What are you doing to shine the light on rugby league in the USA?
At the moment, we're just getting our team together because we're a new club, and as you can imagine, there's a lot of back office stuff that needs to be done for that, and we're recruiting a squad before we even look into getting into classes and schools and all that sort of stuff. But we will, eventually try and get into high schools, try and play, because they play union a lot here in high school, so we'll try and have a league season, different opposing semesters to the union season.
Okay.
But yeah, you've got to start slow. You've got to be realistic. We can't come flashing out. We just got to make this season successful first to give it some
traction.
I don't know, some traction, and then get players committed to the actual game, and not players that are just here for a bit of fun during their summer.
Yeah, okay. The other question I've got for you, mate, is where do you see rugby league in the States in 5 years' time?
Hopefully there's competition, solid. The pay increases for everyone, so we can have a more professional training sort of squad. So I don't know if in 5 years it'll be full time training, but you'd want everyone on a really good wage. That's in your top 25 or in your 30. You want a reserve grade as well in your certain areas, at your northeast, your southern east. Those sort of things, and then you have more players, more participation across the board, and eventually get into some school level stuff by 5 years. But you got to be realistic. It's not going to be NRL. It's not going to be Super League for a long, long, long time, if ever. But you got to, do the right things and grow it slowly.
Surely the Americans would love the contact of our sport, eh?
Yeah, they do. They always get it confused with rugby union. So you say rugby league over here, they think it's a league that rugby union play.
Right.
And even the union players over here don't really know league too much. A lot of them will just turn their nose up at it because one of their parents has told them that it's not a sport for gentlemen or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it's got that mantra to it. It's still that working class game. So a lot of them just don't know it. But as soon as you get them over and play it, they love it.
You've got them in, yeah. No, cool. Thanks, mate.
Mark, appreciate your time tonight, mate. I know you're a busy man. Really appreciate it, mate. Best of luck with the franchise over there in New York. Any support we can give you from a Rockingham point of view, mate, feel free to pick up the phone.
For sure.
We're happy to help any way we can. Guys, on the bottom of the screen are the details for New York Rugby League. Feel free to check them out, buy some merchandise, and give them a like. All the best, Mark.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Good luck, mate. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, let's jump into top threes. We're building our team over the last few weeks. This week, the eras might be a bit close together because we're all at the same age. We haven't got Grandpa bloody Pete this week.
No,
so
that's right.
We're not going to have Billy Bostons and bloody all them ones. We're going to have some modern players.
Half the players I've never heard of.
Yeah, the guy's 58 years of age, mate.
True.
I had to laugh when he said he was doing ball boy when Melvin Ing was playing for St Hills. Is he the same age as Melvin Ing? Hey, Pete, hope you're feeling well and all, mate. Good on you. Anyway, top three this week, we're on 5/8, or in all money, like I said before, standoff half for the Poms in the room.
Standoff, yeah.
1, 2, 4 Poms in the room, 2 Aussies.
Yep.
One who's not sure.
On the fence. Always on the fence.
Just like a bomber.
He's still working on the 6th question.
You know. Amusement park. Mate, Dicko, you're our guest panellist.
Yep.
You can fire off first, mate, your top three. Here you go.
Uh,
You can't pick any of them Leeds.
tough shit, mate, straight up. Leeds. As a lad, I used to go down to Wedding Lane, a Leeds supporter, Leeds Rhinos supporter, Leeds or Loyners supporter before they came to Rhinos franchise. And Gary Schofield for me were outstanding.
I cannot stand.
Why?
Because he's gone senile since he retired.
Well, yeah,
he
we're
just
not
chatters.
We're not talking about his mindset now.
I talk like him and Rod Fielding sit together. They have a great conversation.
Rod would win that.
Rod would win that, yeah. Sorry, Rod.
No, Gary Schofield, fantastic footballer. Came over here and did a job over here as well, and probably one of the best backup players I've ever seen. So he's my as a lad growing up watching rugby league. He were my standoff. My other one is Laurie Daly. I watched him play for Aussies when they toured in UK.
Yeah.
I went to watch him live, and he was just a phenomenal athlete. I've never seen anybody like him. His direct running, the sheer size of the bloke is unbelievable. You don't realise how big the fella is until you actually see him in person.
As well as his nose.
Oh yeah, well, he's got a beak on him. But what a player. And modern day, I didn't watch a lot of NRL until I came here really. I've only been here 5 years, so one who stuck out in my mind is Michael Morgan. I came here in 2015 and the grand final, obviously Cowboys got in grand final that year, and he was instrumental in that side. What a grand final, yeah. And he was instrumental in that side. As an athlete, he could just do everything.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that he's had to hang up the boots.
Yeah, very
He's
unfortunate.
only 29, 30.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So yeah, Michael Morgan's my number 3.
Not bad 3, except for your first one. The other one was pretty good, the other two, to be honest.
You'd have had him at Wigan.
Nah, not when Edwards was there, mate. Potter, the guest.
Yes.
Barman.
We haven't forgotten him this week.
Sorry,
the first one.
You haven't forgotten him this week.
The first one I'm going with is I'm going to say he's a great friend of the show, great friend of the Rockingham Sharks, Trent Barrett. Mainly choosing him because when you broke Greg Inglis' jaw in the State of Origin, I think that was probably a highlight of his career. Second one, although I've never seen him play, a bit of a footy perv, so I like to watch a lot of old footy, would be Brett Kenney, and I think the greatest 5'8" of all time is Brad Fittler.
Yeah.
I don't mind any of them. They're good.
Good choices, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
You can choose any of them, can't they? They're all good, aren't they?
You know, on 5'8's one, it's actually quite hard to pick because there's been so many good 5'8's.
And it's evolved.
And for
the
different
positions
reasons.
evolved as
Yeah,
well.
for different reasons, exactly.
I like them choices, right? It's good. Yeah. For me, isn't yours yet?
No, I'm not.
You are.
Okay. Righto, my 3.
I had a brain fade.
Actually, Dale picked him as his top fullback. I've picked him as one of my favourite halves in 5'8", was Darren Lockyer. He actually started out as a fullback but finished his last 8 years in the grade at 5'8", and what he could do on the park was absolutely phenomenal. You know, the game was in the balance with 5 minutes to go, and you could always count on Lockyer to turn a game and actually put some points on and win the game. So just an outstanding player to watch. Number 2, being a Tiger supporter, is Benji Marshall. I think he's the 158 that's changed the game. What he's been able to do in the game and actually bring every young kid's growing up wanting to do the Benji flick and stuff like that. He was a bit of rocks and diamonds then later on in his career, and he's actually smartened up now, being an organising half now, but absolute what a player, you know. And the last one was Cameron Munster. I really like Cameron Munster as a footballer. He's actually grown another leg this year, been a leader at the Storm, and his strength and his ability to just organise gameplay now is phenomenal. You can even punch him in the face; he won't even feel it. So no, they're my 3.
Good 3 so far. It's good that, mate. There's some good ones there. Good to see. Like, it's funny how you not get many modern day guys. We always think back how we have to pick some of the older players. It's good to pick some modern day players.
I enjoyed the actual the way it's evolved. So yeah.
So for me, I've only got 1 pom this week.
It's good.
It's good because normally I've got 2 or 3. So that Sean Edwards for me, far better player than Gary Schofield ever was. Sean Edwards was the best support player in rugby league. Came over here and did really well over in Australia. Played here as well.
He did, but not as well as Scully.
You're not going to call this show again. You're not getting your talent feed tonight. You can do
We should get a boxing segment.
He'll lose that too. So yes, Sean Edwards for me. He was good. Nothing better when he cleaned up. It was the front row at Surrey when he cleaned at Wembley. He jumped about 3.5 metres off the ground and cleaned him up, which was good.
Got step ladders out.
Yeah, we still won. That was good for Great Britain. Brett Kenney, only saw the back end of his career. I was a young fella, not as old as Pete was, but yeah. He was really good, man. A great support player, good organiser, good kicking games. So Brett Kenney was good. Yeah, he played in that Parramatta Dynasty side that were really competitive. He was in a really good side, but for him. And then I can't split the last 2. Freddie Fittler, as a kid, was my idol as a kid growing up. And same with the Trent Barrett. Yeah. Not as a kid growing up. Well, Freddie Fittler was a kid growing up. So that's why I got onto. How'd you pick an Origin side as a kid? Well, I picked New South Wales because of Freddie Fittler. That was a kid growing up.
You built it around that.
I think he's awesome. And when he came back to Origin, take him to Origin win when he come back.
Charged down.
Oh, mate, he's quality. But Trent, good all-round footballer. He was good at the Dragons. And to be honest, he's probably the best overseas player to play in Super League that never win the Man of Steel. Right, next segment is a new one for this week, boys. Beat the Poms.
Look out.
So you've got your segment 6 again with the guest barman.
Yep.
And we haven't got one for me and Pete, so we've
created one. Feeling left out.
Oh, we are, mate. We feel left out. The Poms were the colonial brothers, mate. Anyway, so beat the Poms. Yep. New segment. The guest barman will throw against our panellists.
Yes.
Has to beat them. We'll have a leaderboard throughout the year, a bit like Top Gear. Be a great prize that you'll never see at the end.
Oh, lovely.
This is sponsored by Thorny Devil Brewing down in Mandurah, great local brewery. Big supporter of the Sharks. They make our own beer, which is obviously the Dirty Fin. But hey, let's get behind the guys and support Thorny Devil.
For sure.
Let's go. Non-dart player first, take the hockey. Dicko the daddy, good job.
Whoa.
Count them up, Dicko, what you got? Can you count that?
50, 69.
You're also the non-dart player in the team.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
terrible.
18, 19, 25.
Smashed.
The house wins. Hey-o. All right, we'll move along. Final part of the night. It's been a long show tonight. I've got lots of stuff done tonight. It's been good. NRL preview. Do our tips. Last week we were on fire. The guest barman. He'll hate this. Andrew Jeffers, our guest barman. He got 5. Pistol Pete, the Oracle of Rugby League, got 4. The Tigers man got 3. And I was very close to that. I got 3 too.
Yeah.
So
we're as bad as each other.
Yeah, well, let's be honest.
How do you pick it?
No, well, no, just don't back our tips.
No.
We're awful. We're just
No.
terrible. This week, 8 games again. We start with Thursday night football. The Penny Panthers versus the Newcastle Knights. I made the big call. Bremen Best was back last week. The Knights are going to win. Not happening. Here's the Panthers this week. Can't look past the Panthers for me.
Knights is my team, so I'm going Knights. You don't back against your own team, do you?
No.
And they do a loss, so let's go Knights.
Okay.
No, I'm thinking, it's got to be Panthers. They're just going to keep rolling on. I think they're going to be a while before they lose.
Barkeep, what have you got?
I wonder.
I'm a massive Penrith supporter. I've actually gone 13
You're not,
plus.
are you?
13 plus, mark my words. They haven't lost a game at home in 2 years, and I don't see it happening on Thursday night.
Friday game, 4 o'clock kickoff Western Standard Time. Titans versus Rabbitohs. This is our one to pick because you know what?
Oh,
The Rabbitohs
yeah.
were awful last week.
Tigers were good.
I'm not going that far. They're in the game until big man scored.
That was a good ploy.
Well, you got Titans or Rabbitohs?
I've got the Titans. I think the 4 weeks that Latrell's got is going to cause a few hiccups, and I think the Titans will step up again.
You know, Titans lost 36-0 last weekend.
Yeah.
Just put it out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think Fafita will have a
What's your
blinder
stats
again.
on that?
I haven't got any this week, actually.
100%.
Oh, no,
What a player he is.
the run sheet come through late.
Oh, yeah. Just in
Somewhere else, innit?
a
What an
team,
athlete.
a team that got beat by 36 points
Yeah.
against bottom of the ladder. Titans, yeah?
Titans, yeah.
Who have you got?
Bunnies.
Come on.
Hey?
I'm not getting to you. I'm going to go south as well. I have to back every week, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Can't not.
Can't not back your team.
You got to back your team.
What have you got?
I'm getting the Titans to bounce back. I think Justin Holbrook's still got a coach to have 2
He's a
bad
good
games
coach.
in a row.
He is a
He's a great coach.
I think he'll have him up.
Okay. Titans. Here's a surprise. The Broncos are playing Friday night football. I'm shocked by this. This wouldn't happen, would it? Against my favourite team, the Eels. Brad Arthur's still got a job. Well, there's conversation every week.
Do you think Brett Arthur watches this show?
He's a
He
big
should
fan.
do.
He should do.
Big fan.
Should do.
Not for his mental health.
Oh, mate. Why is this little job? So, one guy has 9 lives, he's got 25. That might bet in the cat. Alright, Eels and Broncos. Who we got, boys?
Eels for me.
Eels.
Yep.
I have the Broncos in an upset. I don't think Parramatta are as good as everyone thinks they are. And the Broncos are
What's
on
the
the way up.
matter, Parramatta?
Parramatta don't matter. I'm going for the Eels as well. I think they've got this one in the bag.
Right, the Eels. I mean, the Broncos last week played above themselves last week. And they'll come back down to earth with a thud this week. Eels for me all day. Barman's going to Broncos.
I think they just need to piss.
Queenslander?
I think the Broncos just need to piss Pango off 10 minutes before every game.
Western Sydney, mate, you can't back Parramatta.
It goes against my religion back in the Eels. Because Ben Arthur's the coach. Don't want to harbour a point. But anyway, we'll move on. Next game is Saturday afternoon, 3:30 Western time. Sharks versus Doggies. This could be a half decent game. The Dogs showed a bit early on last week. They weren't awful. They were right early on.
Yeah, they got run down, but
Our mate Jackson DePine's not playing this week. Not whether he's been rested or whether he's injured. I'm not too sure.
not sure. No, I've seen that today actually.
Sharks again more press than this week. Townsend's gone.
Will Chambers actually debuts for the Sharks this week too.
Oh, they'll win this week, won't they?
Don't know. He's been out in the wilderness for a while, but
Where's he been playing? Union.
Like
Yeah.
Union, yeah.
So he's been kicking clap for the last 2-3 years. He'd be fresh at least.
Mm.
Would have made a tackle or been tackled.
Been touched. Can't be a bit of rah-rah for a bit of rest.
Awful sport.
I was split with these two. I've circled both.
You have to pick
Yeah,
one.
I know.
You have a draw.
Can I? No.
George,
I'm going to go Dogs. Because, like you say, they did show little glimpses last week.
I went the Dogs last week. I think I might have learned my lesson from that. Who you got?
I got Sharks. Yeah, I got Sharks. I think. I don't think the Dogs are going to get over this one.
I've got Sharks to win. Chad Townsend had an absolute blinder.
Sharks to win. Yeah, I'm Sharks too. I just like it hurts, but I can't see the Dogs winning. I still see them winning a game. That's the worst thing about it. Like, where are they going to get one from?
Next week. Oh, this week.
This week. This week. Be a bit late for you next week, won't it?
Won't be good next week.
No. Saturday, last game on Saturday is an evening game. Obviously, it's the Cowboys versus Raiders. Cowboys.
Raiders for me, man.
Raiders.
Can the Raiders go 9-3?
No.
No.
No, I think there'll be a big.
It's up in North Queensland.
I think there'll be a big backlash this week, mate. I think we'll come out.
You know, Pistol Pete's on the phone this week having words.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where he is tonight in his floor now.
Got to do some wrestling with him.
I think they've got a rocking up their arse, so yeah, I think
I do.
Yep.
If Raiders are fair income, they win. And no Josh Hodgson at hooker, I think, doesn't disturb the halves as much.
No.
I think they play much better.
Yeah. It's all Raiders. All Raiders are we?
Yep, for sure.
Raiders. Like a 2-4, I always back the Raiders. What's the reason for that, boys? Why I back the Raiders? Team full of Poms. Can't back into the Poms. The next game's Tigers Seagulls. Thanks there, Potter.
Oh,
You can go first on this because I can't wait to hear what you're going to say. Eagles won 36-0. Tigers got beat again.
The Eagles come out of nowhere. Tigers actually played like a football team. So
How many points did they get?
what was it? I can't even remember now.
No. Competition points.
2, 4.
No, they got none. They lost.
Last week. Last week, yeah. Okay.
I thought you meant for you.
I thought for the year, yeah.
Oh, my head's hurting.
But yeah, no, they Tigers turned up last week and they're ready to play, and they matched the Rabbitohs for 80 minutes, which was pleasing to see. So
Yeah, they were good.
hopefully they bring that through for the rest of the season. So yeah, as Dicko said, don't back against your own team. So I'm going Tigers.
Turbo's back. He was good last week, wasn't he?
Oh, what a difference!
How
Player.
How can one player make a team?
Mad, isn't it? Yeah.
What's that, Rockingham? He's put about playing Rockingham. How that would do.
That would change everything.
One player, change the
Might have
world.
lost by 12 instead of 16. Anyway.
Rap for no reason.
They said
It's
through
like
the
a train
week.
wreck, this is tonight. It's a train wreck. Go on.
They said through the week that Tom Trbojevic is the most influential player on the team since Andrew Johns. But I'm going with the Tigers.
So you made a nice comment, nice quote.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Tigers.
Backhanded compliment.
If any player can turn a game, it's him. But
I'm
not
going
going to win.
You got
I'm going Tigers because someone threats me, my friend.
Well, you
Much
need
nicer
something.
bloke than you, isn't he?
Yeah.
You need something under
Yeah,
your card.
I need double,
You know what?
I need double my account.
They'll lose this week because I'm going as well.
Oh, look out!
Can't back
Look
Manly.
out!
Can't back
It's
Manly
a
for
clean
nothing.
sweep for the Tigers.
It's a kiss of death.
Can't back
Bloody
Manly.
hell.
There's some weight on them now. They're in big trouble.
Oh man.
We've still got 2 games to go. Roosters, Dragons on Sunday. We've been knocking the Roosters every week saying, they've got injuries and what have you, but
Dragons have got Benny Hunt back.
they knock on me on one, cost them again.
You'll be known for that for a long time, but he's a good player.
I'm going to take the Roosters, mate.
Yeah, I'm Roosters too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Dragons in an upset.
Yeah, I've got Dragons as well. They always seem to turn up on Anzac Day.
I do, yeah.
Hey, Trent Barrett retired today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I didn't see why though. It just
No,
said,
He said
He said the games, he can't keep up with the game anymore.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
See,
Make
one
way
season,
for-
one
make way
season
for
at
the
Leeds, it
game.
ruined him, didn't it?
yeah. I think you'll find a lot of players actually come to that realisation this year with the
With the new speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? He's not bad footballer though. I asked the question: we're losing good footballers because of the speed of the game.
Yeah,
He's talent in the game though.
There's a good story in Trent Barrett that for those parents out there with kids that think of their kids are rep players and need to play rep teams and stuff, he didn't play rep until he was 18, 19 or 20 or something like that. He was a real late bloomer, so...
His dad pushed him big time, didn't
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Good story, actually.
That is interesting. Because rep things, like we're pushing rep football really big, aren't we, at the moment? That's the real end all.
But it's not the be all and end all. Definitely
No, not at all.
Development of clubs is.
Right, so, Dicko, would you say Dragons or Roosters?
Roosters for me, mate.
2 Roosters and 2 Dragons. Last game around is the Storm versus the Warriors.
Oh, you feel
My favourite team.
Clean sweep coming up here, I think.
I'm going the Storm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Such an exciting team. They're going to smash them.
Here he is.
I'm going the Warriors.
Oh, look out.
My brother-in-law Josh Neal's a huge Storm fan, and I've said to him every year in this game, in the Anzac Day, that Storm always turn up against the Warriors always turn up against the Storm. And I think they'll play well this week. Roger Tuivasa Sheckler have an absolute blinder and get him home by.
Yeah. He's trying to leave a mark on the game, isn't he? In his last year. No, Storm for me.
3 Storms, 1 Warriors. They'll probably get up just because I went against them. That's how it works. I back them, they lose, I get. Well, yeah. That's our tips.
Hopefully they're a bit better than last week, eh?
Oh, last year's tips were awful. Last year's tips were awful.
How do you pick it, but Titans getting thrashed?
Some of them were freaky results, weren't they?
Let's talk about Macca's multi though.
Well,
you know what? You're none and 4.
Everyone agreed that was a pretty good one last week.
You're none and 4.
No, I'm none of 4.
Wasn't that good then, was it?
Man, I'm not very good at making money, obviously.
Like, Pete could have killed you on Saturday night when young fella scored.
He scored.
Yeah, but the Titans got beat 36-0.
Yeah, well, who's seen that coming, eh?
Obviously not you.
Not me. Neither did you.
No, the bookie
You
did
had
though,
$10 in it.
Yeah, I know.
So,
What you got?
Righto, this week.
This
Week it's high pressure to try and get some people some money, but I'm looking at the Panthers into the Titans into the Storm to win, and Harry Grant anytime try scorer. He's a good little dummy half, and he actually injected another level with Melbourne Storm last week. Yeah. So
you like your hookers, don't you?
I do like my hooker scoring. That's paying $11.55. So bang $10 on that, and you should have just over $100.
Should Harry Grant have went off in that game?
Panthers, Titans, Storm, Harry Grant.
Harry Grant.
Well, at least Pete's not going to ask who he is he? He'll know who he is.
No, I think he'll know who he is, yeah.
Whatever. Oh, you know that what? $10?
Yeah.
Speaking of Harry Grant, his dad was the one that found Cameron Munster playing in Rockhampton. Oh. His dad was a Broncos recruitment manager, and he's the one that spotted Cameron Munster.
Really?
Is this facts for you?
Mm. Look at you coming so fast.
Brilliant.
Quality.
No little thing like that.
Well, guys, that's tonight's show. Reece Potter, barman extraordinaire. Thank you. If we give you a bit of a slagging off, you've done a good job, mate. You come dressed for the part, which is good. Fit right in the Polly pub. Yeah. So you might get an invite back in the future.
A couple of episodes are still a game, and away we go.
Our guest, Dicko the Daddy. You enjoyed it, lad?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Good job, mate.
Brilliant.
Mate, you might come on the bench more often, I think. Pete might get the chop.
That's what I would play my career, mate.
Brett, anything to finish up, mate?
No, just hopefully that my multi actually gets me a winner.
Ah, you and your multi.
I'm sick of getting ragged on.
I just want to close up. Good friend of the show and the family, obviously, Michael and Tess Meadows. Young arrival, Amelia Dawn was born last week. Beautiful little baby, mate. You've done well there, mate. I had another question whether she was yours or not, because she's too good looking for you. Mate, congratulations to you guys. Can't wait. She's gonna be a lifelong Shark. Another fan in the ranks, which is great. So, guys, that's it. Episode 4 is done and dusted. We look forward to next week. Thanks for everybody coming on board. Thanks to Mark Offerdow from the New York Rugby for being a guest tonight. And we'll see you all next week. Enjoy. Anzac game. Village Birds this week. 4 o'clock, first grade. See you later.
See you guys.